I regret having my baby, but not why you might think, and it's killing me. I, 23F, just welcomed my first child with my husband, 26M, about 5 months ago. I am now facing a lot of complicated and mixed emotions with no support or outlet for it. My husband and I had been together for roughly 5 years prior to having our child. Since before we were friends, we had always dreamed of having a family. Once we began dating, we knew we wanted children together and had been planning and preparing for this day since we became serious. I loved him so deeply and we have had a very strong relationship for the most part, but we have always had one consistent issue that caused fights since the beginning. His parents are a nightmare. I tried so hard to be a great partner and a good daughter-in-law, and I have been so patient with them and my husband while we navigate becoming a joined family. But his parents have no love or respect for me. For some context and small examples of the behavior I have suffered from with them, I'll mention some of the more hurtful issues. My husband had some mental health issues early in our relationship and his parents tried to admit him into a facility in his home country despite him not needing or wanting to. They flew over together, his parents are divorced and live in 2 separate countries, bought him a plane ticket to his home country, and called the cops on us to do a welfare check on him and tried to essentially kidnap him. When he protested, his parents blamed me and his mom tried to slap me in my face over their son's decision. Another issue I'll mention is how when my husband was a teenager, he was assaulted by a much older friend of his. This exact incident is why he had some mental health things going on, and to this day they still post memories of her online and refuse to acknowledge any of their son's pain or what happened to him. The 2 issues that have caused me a lot of distress have happened much more recently. After I gave birth, his parents flew into town practically the same day to see our child. They tried convincing my parents we made a bad decision having a baby, that I was enabling his mental health issues, and that he should come home with them while me and our newborn stayed here. I was in labor for 3 days and hemorrhaged so much I fainted after giving birth. They bought him new clothes and more, only bought him food the entire hospital stay, and refused to let me sleep or take a break from my baby to rest unless my parents were in the room to make them stop. They completely reorganized our home to what they preferred and ruined all my nesting and bashed me hard for needing to switch to formula because I wasn't making enough breast milk. It was hell, and I even had a self-harm attempt during this time due to how much their presence worsened some very intense postpartum depression. And now, we went on a trip recently to see one of the parents and yet again, they only cared for my husband the whole time and criticized everything about me. I didn't love him enough, I wasn't taking care of him enough, and so much more, especially regarding my parenting already. My husband used to have my back and could see their poor behavior, he even moved countries to escape it himself. But now, it feels like since we have a child now, our baby growing up with them is more important to him than anything else. Even if it isn't healthy for us or him. I am at a point now where I think his parents have drained all the love from our relationship and I want to divorce. But I am so devastated. I love him but I don't see him ever setting boundaries with his family or defending us. And now I have a baby to worry about. My baby has been everything I dreamed of and I love them more than anything. But I know if I divorce, they'll pay and do whatever it took to take my baby away from me and overseas so I could not be in their life. And if they do that, I don't know how I could ever be okay or survive it. And now, I am deeply regretting having my baby. I am sorry for all the rambling and the long post. I am so lost and depressed. I am losing everything over 2 people. 2 people who seem to barely love their son are destroying our lives and my husband is just letting them. What can I do? I've tried counseling and talking with him and have gotten nowhere. And my in-laws have gotten in my face and tried laying hands on me for standing up for myself before. I am just beside myself. Any advice, comfort, or stories of others relating is appreciated.